Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing this quick tutorial for an embellishment box sleeve. I participated in a embellishment box swap hosted by Lacey, the cheeky bum, and all the participants were like they were like so impressed by the sleeve that I made, and they were asking for a tutorial. So here I am shooting this tutorial. Just bear with me, this is my very first tutorial, so I hope I don't suck too much, okay? So just bear with me. So this is the embellishment. This is the sleeve that I made for the embellishment box. So it's just a little pocket with a little flap to close. All right, so this is what we're gonna be making today. Okay, just be aware that the measurements that I'm going to be making, the measurements for this specific box that I'm going to be making today, it's going to fit this box, which is the Dollar Tree box. Dollar Tree don't carry these anymore, so a lot of people may not have this. I happen to have a whole bunch because I hoarded them. So the measurements for the box that we're going to be making today is for this box, but this is very customizable. Once you get the basics, you can go ahead and just rearrange the measurements for the box that you're going to be using this for. So that fits just like so, right in here, and then it closes just like that. Yeah. So and then this one specifically does not have a back pocket. The one that I made for the swap does have a pocket, so I'm going to be showing the measurements for that pocket as well if you want to make it with the pocket. If you don't want to make it with a pocket, you can skip that that section. All right, and yeah, so this idea was scrap lifted. I saw Marissa, the pink ape. She's the pink ape on Instagram and YouTube. She last year she participated also in an embellishment box swap, and she shared a project share video where she made something that's very similar to this. So I fell in love with it. I was like, I have to make that sleeve. I have to find a way to make it. So she didn't have a tutorial for it. She just shared it. She just shared on her video. I went all over her YouTube to see if I found a tutorial, but there's no tutorial. She didn't make one. So I went over YouTube like crazy, see if I found a tutorial for it or something similar. I didn't find anything, a tutorial for the one she made. So I did stumble upon a video that was created by Vianys Creates, where she had something similar to what I was looking for, but it wasn't exact. Okay, so hers was not an embellishment box sleeve. Hers was like a loaded pocket. She was hosting a swap for Christmas, and she created that project and she shared the tutorial for the participants to make. So hers it's the same concept. It has the flap, and it has the pockets, but hers has two pockets instead of one. Is two, and I think hers was bigger. I really had to alternate the measurements so this can fit in there. So I'll go ahead and leave that video down below if you're interested in seeing that tutorial. You can go ahead and click on it. I'll leave it down below. I'll also leave a video of the project share for Marissa so you guys can see where I got the idea from. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump to this tutorial. I don't want it to be too long and too boring. Okay, so let's go ahead. So you're going to need obviously paper. It doesn't have to be 110. It can be regular 65. I'm using 65 for this video. I used regular 8.5 by 11 paper, And if you want to do a 12 by 12, that's fine. If you use 12 by 12, the less paper you have to cut. You don't, I think for this, if you're going to use 8.5 by 11, I think you need 3 sheets, if I am not mistaken. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the measurements. Oh, what we need. So you're gonna need a scoreboard, a paper trimmer, scissors, double-sided tape, liquid glue, and then some sort of closure of or some sort of either Velcro closure or magnetic closure for this, for the flap, for the closure. Okay, on this one I used just Velcro. On the one I made for the swap, I did magnets. So whichever you have will work. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. Guys, I'm super nervous. Bear with me. All right, so, and I hope I'm in frame. Ooh, sorry for that. All right, so the first paper you're going to cut is gonna be for the base. All right, and that's gonna be 10 3/4 by 5. So 10 3/4 by 5, okay? On the 10 3/4 side, you're going to score at 2.5 and 3.5. Okay, and I can't find my bone folder. Oh, right here, sorry. So 2.5 by 3.5. All right, so on the 10 3/4 side, and I think I cut this too short. Bear with me, guys. I cut this way too short. Let me get another piece of paper. Sorry for that, guys. So yeah, I cut this too short. I cut it at 10. So let's go ahead and cut another piece. So 10 3/4 by 5. Do not discard the scraps because we're gonna use those. We're gonna use some of them. All right, so on the 10 3/4 side, now you're gonna score at 2.5 and 3.5. Okay, again, you're gonna score at 2.5 by 3.5. All right, and you're going to bend those creases. Okay, and the base should look like this. All right. Okay, so let's move along with the next piece. So the next piece is going to be for the pocket. Okay, for this piece, you're going to cut a paper at 8.5 by 4. All right, 8.5 by 4. All right, so on the 8.5 side, you're going to score it at 7/8 and 1 3/4. And you're gonna flip the paper and you're gonna score it at 7/8 and 1 3/4. All right, and it should look like that. And you're just gonna bend the creases. All right, and it should look like this. This is the part that's gonna hold the box. All right. All right, so let's move along to the next piece. So the next piece we're going to do is the top flap, okay? For this part, if you want to use regular paper, that is fine. I'm using acetate because I have a whole bunch and I have to start using it. So for the top flap, you're going to cut at 6 3/4 by 5. All right. Then on the 6 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1.5 by, I'm sorry, a 1/2 inch and 1.5. I'm so sorry. So 1/2 inch and 1.5. All right. And then you're gonna go ahead and bend those creases really good. I know it's acetate, so it takes a little bit more force, but it should look like this. All right. All right, the next piece that we're gonna go and do is optional. This is for the back pocket. If you don't want to make a back pocket, that is fine. You can skip this part. But for those that are interested in making the pocket, you're going to take another piece of paper and you're gonna cut it at 5 by 7. Okay, 5 by 7. I already cut mine. I went ahead of myself. I cut it and I went ahead and I just, so 5 by 7. On the 7 side, you're gonna score at 1/2 inch and 1.5. Then you're gonna rotate the paper and you're gonna do 1.5. I'm sorry, 1/2 inch and 1. And again, 1/2 inch and 1. All right, and then you're gonna bend those creases, and it's gonna leave you with four little squares. Those squares, you're gonna cut them out. It's there in the corners. You're gonna cut those 4 little squares in the corners out, and then you're gonna miter it a little bit on the edges, and then you're gonna crease them. You're gonna bend the paper, I'm sorry, and then the pocket should look like this. I hope I'm framed. All right, and that's it. We are done with the cutting the paper pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and move that aside, and you're gonna bring back the base and the front pocket, these 2 pieces. All right, let's move these aside. All right, so these 2 pieces. All right, what you're gonna do is we're going to glue these pieces together, okay? Just like so. If you want to glue this piece on the inside, it's totally fine. I'm gonna glue it on the outside because I don't want nothing interfering when I start putting the box inside of it. So I'm gonna glue this flap piece on the outside. Let's go ahead and do that now. Don't worry about it. That's gonna be covered with your designer paper of choice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put glue. Well, for this video, I meant to put the glue over here, but for this video, I'm gonna put it on the inside. All right. I just don't like it interfering on the inside, but that's fine. Whichever way works. All right, and then okay, so I glued it. So this is what it should look like. This piece, if you glued it on the outside like I did, no worries. This is gonna be covered up with nice, whatever paper you wanna use, okay? So it should look like this, all right? Okay, so we're gonna continue now with the front flap, okay? So we're gonna take this piece. This is acetate, so this has like a protective film, so don't forget to remove the protective film from the back side. At least you can start with that one, and then the front side. All right, so I took it off. So now you're gonna take double-sided tape, or I'm using score tape. If you have score tape, you can use score tape. If you don't have, you can just use regular double-sided tape. So let me go ahead and put it on. Hopefully I am in frame. All right. All right, let's take it off. I like to put a little bit of liquid glue so it can give me give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. I kind of put the tape in the wrong side. Okay. All right, guys, I made a mess, but make sure that you put the glue. Don't do like I did now. Put the glue on the back side. On the back side and not the front side. That's what I did just now. I didn't realize I put in the front side and I made a mess. But anyways, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna glue it right there and then. Don't worry if you made a mess. All this is gonna be covered up, so I'm not too mad at it. Well, a little bit here, but it's all right. All right, and then it should look like this. Okay, so it should look like this. All right, so we're done with this. So this is it. This is the assembly. This is like the major thing. So you have already your sleeve. Let me find the embellishment box. So like this and like that. All right. All right. So now you can just if you don't want to do anything else to it, then you're done. You can go ahead and put your designer paper on it. I am a little extra, so I'm gonna go ahead and I have these 2 pieces right here. These are 1 by 5 strips of paper. Yeah, 1 by 5. I have a bunch of, so 1 by 5. So these two are 1 by 5. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put them here at the edge. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna use score tape. But the score tape I'm gonna use is the very thin one. I don't know what size this is. I bought it by mistake, thinking that it was a regular 1/2 inch, but I received this super thin. I think this is like 1/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You don't have to do this, you know, you don't have to do it like the way exactly how I'm doing it. All right, so that little strip right there, and then this little strip right here. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, just a tiny bit, on top of that 1/4 inch, and then I'm going gonna glue it right there. It also, this glue, the double-sided tape also helps me, like, how much I want to. You see right there. I think I put too much glue because it went over. And yeah, and it will look like this. Right, let me do it on the other side. Everybody has their process, so if this doesn't work for you, you can go ahead and skip it. This is my process, so this is exactly what I did with the sleeve from the swap. All right, and there. All right, so that's this piece. I'm gonna leave it like that, because if you're going to put a magnet, well, no, because I put the magnet underneath the designer paper, so no, just wait. So let's go ahead and glue this together. Oh, and it moved a little bit. No big deal. If there's some sticking out, I'll just cut it. Not a biggie. Not a biggie. There we go. And that is that. See? What do you think? Okay. So this tutorial is done. Okay, so now you're going to continue to add designer paper. Just remember that if you're going to use magnets, before you put the designer strip of paper that you're going to use, make sure you put the magnet underneath it. Same thing here. Before you put the designer paper, you put the magnet first. Okay, if you're going to use Velcro, then you're just gonna mat it, and then you're gonna put the Velcro. Okay, but this is it, guys. This is it. Oh, let me put the back pocket for those that want to do the pocket. Before you put the pocket, make sure you put your designer paper before you put in your pocket. Okay, then you're going to glue your pocket like so. If you don't want to do a pocket, you can just totally skip this part. But yeah, let me go ahead and put some glue. I'm gonna start with the bottom first. Just be careful that you don't bend the box just like I did now. Oh my God. Whatever that's sticking out, you can go ahead and take the scissors and just cut it. You see. All right, and then last but not least, this last piece right here. Give me 1 second. I made a thicker pocket because I was housing some what's it called, shakers, and those shakers were pretty thick, so that's why I made a thick pocket. So you don't have to make such a thick pocket if you don't want to. All right, this didn't dry so good. I'm just doing it exactly the way I made it for the for the swap, so you guys can see. Again, there I go again. And that is it, guys. That is the back pocket there. Here, if you don't like it like that, you can go ahead and do what I did. I put in a piece of paper on the outside, and then I put a designer paper, and then I also did it on the inside. So you know what, let me show you, since I already have the pieces cut anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So right here, this piece of strip is 7/8 by 5. And where's my score tape? This is the scrap papers. This is why I told you guys not to discard the scrap papers in case you want to do this. Not required, but I did it for more stability, so it won't look so, you know, so wonky like that. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like a messy crafter. I just throw everything. There we go. All right, and then I put one also in the back side. Let me go ahead and do that. And that's it. And that is it. That is it for this tutorial. The sleeve is completely done. Now at this time, you're gonna go ahead and decorate it the way you want it, and you're good to go. And then let me show you once again how it fits in there. And that is it. I hope this tutorial was good. This is my very first tutorial. I was super nervous. I was a mess, so I apologize for that. If you have any questions about anything, just feel free to send me a message on YouTube or on Instagram, and I will link everything that I mentioned down below. Vianys Creates tutorial and Marissa's project share video, so you can see where the inspiration came from. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.